Hello everyone, and this is another ITG video. Intro brought to you by PkGam, please don't sue. This is 12 minutes of 240 stream, and boy oh boy does it never end, judging by the density graph. It's very, very dense. So I've tried this a few times, and every time something goes wrong. So whether it be the pad gets sticky partway through, or the modding gets messed up partially in, and I just instantly fail, or if my form gets bad. This time that didn't happen, so we actually are gonna finish the song. I have quote unquote finished it before, but I failed early on, and I just wanted to see what score I would have theoretically gotten, and it was a pretty decent score, like higher than some people's passes on it, honestly. Anyway, so after these intro 15s, we have our first decently long run. Not that long by the song standards. It's a 31 measure run. It's probably actually 32 because the density graph measure counter thing doesn't work properly if it's just one note shy, in which case a lot of the runs are. One thing about this chart is it has a lot of double lefts and rights, which are fine, but when the song is 12 minutes long, they're very hard, and it shows because I almost failed. And yeah, it's rough. Doubles on their own aren't too bad, but when there's just so many for so long, it really wears you down. So after that, we have some more stream. This one's another short boy, another 15 measure run. And we're approaching to the first, like, actually big run in this song. There's a few of them. This one is 60 measures, which, for perspective, is a minute of 240. And it's not even the longest run. It's also not even the third longest run. So we have quite a lot more 240 to get through on this song. This is another like hype part of the song, so it kind of helps you to keep going, even if you want to stop really badly. And after this run, we're going to have the first and one of the few breaks in this chart. A whopping 2 measure break. It's, yeah, this is a very dense chart. But we prevail. I'm still, you know, just chilling through these candles, and now we got the break. Everything's good, and just kidding, it's a 111 measure run. I will say though, of the two triple-digit runs, this one is significantly easier, and not just because it comes before the second triple-digit run, but pattern-wise is a lot more relaxing. It also helps that it's like also one of the hypest parts of the song, and also where the preview music is. Actually, it might not be where the preview music is, I'm not even entirely sure. But I will say this is probably one of the hypest parts of the song. It's very good. Helps you just kind of go and let that adrenaline flow. I'm not a rapper. But yeah, over halfway done with this run. It's almost 2 minutes worth of run, which is scary because it's not the longest run either. But after this run, we get a short breather and a shorter run before the hell that is to come after that. But we're still gonna just keep going. And as I was saying before, the next triple digit run is a lot harder. But for now, we're just gonna keep going. Because after this run, we have a 15 measure run. Missed a lot of double rights there. Yeah, so this run just kind of gets you ready for what's to come. Some anchors here and there, but a lot of double lefts and rights, which is what the beginning of this run has a lot of, and I struggle with it a lot, as you can tell from my life bar. Never quite gets to full in the beginning of this run. Kind of chills at the halfway point or lower. Almost failed actually a couple times. Another thing that I notice is anytime I let go of the bar to like wipe sweat off or whatever, or to give my arms a break, I almost fail every time. Yeah, these anchors are just destroying me, especially on the right foot. Thankfully the anchors are going to stop for the most part, and I can get my life back up and keep beasting through this run, because we still have about 100 measures left at this point, which is a lot. This one's like, you know, 2 minutes and 40 seconds of run in one run. And we still have more to do after this. So this whole section's very scary, but thankfully right here, the patterns change and they're very relaxing and chill to reflect the song, because honestly this should just be a break. It is in the hard chart, and I guess for the sake of the expert to exist, this is stream. It almost is a break, honestly, because like it's very low effort to combo these patterns, at least well enough to not fail. The only thing I have to worry about are the sparse double lefts and double rights. Otherwise I'm just shuffling my feet around to combo the repeating staircases. So I use this time to, you know, recover, get my life back up, and, you know, get ready for the rest of the song, because it doesn't end yet. Still have another 4 minutes of stream to go. Because the run after this isn't short by any means either. We still have, you know, an 80 measure run coming up after this. And now we're back into the real patterns. Yeah, and like I said, after this run, we have an 80 coming up. This is probably the hardest part to push through mentally, because you just did all of that run before it, and you still have this really long run to do after, and you just really, really want to stop or have a break at least. But no, you got to keep going. Thankfully, this part is also very hype, so it gets you pumped, gets you that adrenaline to just keep going. Because after this run, it starts getting a little easier on you. And you don't have much left to go until that juicy second break, one of 2 breaks in the whole song. That one actually is long enough to do something in terms of recovery. Patterns in this one aren't too bad for the most part. There are quite a lot of double lefts and rights, but it doesn't seem to matter for me. I'm comboing them decently well. Or I was, anyway. Spoke too soon. There we go, letting go of the bar again. It's messing me up. Okay, we're coming up to another EM break and then a short run, a 15 measure run. As Levitas said, stop letting go of the bar. It's good advice. But my arms were very tired. Not my legs though, just my arms. After that 15 we have a 30, it's 32, but again the measure counter is kind of wonky. It won't count the last measure if there's even a 16th note missing. So after this 32 we get our juicy second break, which is 8 measures. And while it is a longer break, you can't really do much in terms of pit crewing, so you can't like wipe down the pad to like make it more slippery, which is a little unfortunate, but it's okay. If you can make it that far with sticky pads, you can probably finish it at this point, because all that's left is a broken 64. So we have a 48 here. And again, very hype part of the song. Gets your adrenaline going, and you just scout out of that break, so you have a lot more energy now than you did before the break. At this point, it's just finishing out the song. I don't think at this point I was scared of failing at all. It was all before the break. It's the hard part. And then after the 48, you have another 15. That's, you know, whatever. Oh, this one actually says the right measure count, 16 measures. And then you have that gradual slowdown that just lets you take in that nice pass. T-pose to assert dominance.
It's actually not hard when you don't get grippy.
Yeah. One of my first attempts, I got grippy about halfway in, and I still almost passed.
Good.
And that fail I talked about earlier, where
left or right, but like I was getting dumpstered really, really badly. Yeah, Jesus, fuck. Oh. That's a worse distribution than my
the fail that I had earlier was a higher score if I had recalced as if I passed. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Bad score.
Bruh.